All right, Aries. So we have this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra tonight. So you already know full moons is about completion, completing of a cycle, completing of a project, completing of whatever in your life, celebrating that achievement, celebrating that completion, releasing whatever needs to be released, letting go, and also reflecting on certain things within your life. So when it comes to lunar eclipse, that's just the full moon magnified times 10. That's all it is. So it's a little bit more major. A lot of bit more major than the full moon, but still that energy of completion, releasing, and celebrating is still there. So with that being said, this full moon in Libra is happening in your 7th house if you are an Aries rising, and if you're using whole charts, your Aries sun would be considered your 1st house. So with that being said, it's happening in your 7th house. That's the house on one-on-one relationships, legal systems, just legal stuff and law in general, as well as, one-on-one relationships. That's really what most people focus in on. So for you, that's where everything is being highlighted for you, Aries. So there could be a run-in with the law, just have to say that, or you could be joining some type of law enforcement, or becoming a lawyer, taking the test to become one, or just something in dealing with the law in general for you, Aries. I don't know why I'm just kind of like I'm feeling more relationship situation for the majority of you guys. The sun is in opposition to the moon. Obviously, that's what happens when we have a full moon. So the sun is in your sign, it's in Aries. So basically what they're doing is the moon and the sun are basically reflecting off of each other. So while you are concentrating on and thinking about and reflecting on your 6 months situation, or your 6-month cycle that you are completing when it comes to your one-on-one relationships with other people, whether it be your coworkers, your family members, your loved one, your partner in life, your business partner, whatever it is, you're really thinking about that and you're reflecting on that, and you're taking in all the experiences that you've had over the past 6 months in regards to those relationships, and really figuring out where you belong in that. Because the 1st house, which is where the sun is dealing with your identity. So there could be an identity crisis, or you could be thinking about, where do I fit? Where do I belong? Where do I want to be? Are these people truly a healthy reflection of who I am as a person, or who I want to become, or who I feel I am becoming, right? So there could be a reflection in that sense, in that regard. For your oracle message, you got chant. Hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. Okay? It's really bright. But you guys can see, people coming together, you coming together with people who are like-minded, who are on the same page as you, who have the same ambitions as you do, and who appreciate you and all of who you are, and they're not superficial. They're not looking at you as, oh, you have to look this way and to fit this part in my world. It's more so of, you are who you are, and I like who you are, and that fits just fine in my world because I am who I am, and you can take it or leave it type of energy. But let's read what it says. Communication isn't just about listening. It's true that you must be willing to hear different sides of a story and give others their space to be heard. But you also need your time to share what is within your soul. You have pulled chant because your voice needs to be heard. So you need to speak up about something to someone, about something that is very important to you, or speak up about a situation that has impacted you significantly. There is a strength and authority in you that is ready to take charge of your situation. Not only that, but you may find others have been looking to you for guidance, and your willingness to share your truth gives others permission to share theirs as well. So you might be writing a book, like a memoir or it's an autobiography. Yeah, when you write it yourself about your own life, like an autobiography or something like that. Or you might just be online just telling people a story that happened to you, and it really is it's impactful. It needs to be heard because other people are going through the same thing or have went through the same thing, so they can give advice to you on how to deal with it, or you can give people who will eventually be going through that situation as well, you can give them advice. So your voice is very important and it needs to be heard, Aries. Sorry. I be getting off topic. Um, there is a strength and authority in you that is ready to take charge of your situation. Not only that, but you may find others have been looking to you for guidance, and your willingness to share your truth gives others permission to share theirs as well. It's like hearing a sudden voice in a room of silence, singing the beginning of a moving song. Then, one by one, others join in until the room is full of the melodic thunder. You have more influence than you probably realize, and it's time for you to step up by allowing others to see that you will be silenced no more. So you've been quiet for long enough. You have observed certain people, you have observed certain situations and certain actions by others. You've observed your own actions and situations and how that influences others to participate in your life in a certain type of way. And you've been quiet. You've been quiet. You've been silent, and it's time to speak up and let things be known. There may have been I feel like it's a situation that's societal, like something that societal pressures, right? That has probably stopped you from speaking up and saying something. Like your cult, it could be societal or it could be cultural. Like, a part of your culture, you don't do this and you don't do that, you know, and you're seeing that that's not going to work. That's not cool. And it's time for you to say something. It's time for you to speak up. And it's scary at first, but if you have, I like to think about Beyonce when she said, it's a good thing if she's nervous before she goes on stage, because that means she's going to have a great show. And if she's not nervous, then it might not go as, she might be falling down some stairs, okay? Let's just be honest. So having that nerves, or having those nerves and being nervous before you do something or you say something or you speak up for something that you're going to get backlash, they're not going to like what you have to say, you're going against the grain. But come on now, Aries, you're the original, so you have to go against the grain. You're not a follower, right? You are, the head. You're ahead of everything. You're ahead of the crowd. And so you have to be ahead of certain perspectives that no longer suit where this earth is going, where this world is going. It's time for something new, and you are the new bringer. You're the spark, right? The initial spark that gets things going. So are you going to have things going in the same ass, stale ass direction? Or are you going to say, no, we're going to change it up and we're going to do something amazing? And I feel like that's what it is for you, Aries. You're going to do something amazing. Okay? And it's time for you to speak up and be heard. And if people aren't trying to listen, then that's a sign too. That's letting you know something about that person, and their respect for you. And there may be a fear that you won't be successful, or that you speaking up will hold you back from doing certain things. That's a risk, right? That's a risk. But if you're backed up and supported by divine, nobody can stop you. Even when it looks like you're being stopped, you're really not. You're going to push forward, and you're on the bottom, you have the Chariot. You're going to push forward and you're going to be successful. All right. And you have many options available to you. Don't think because one door is closed that the other ones won't open for you. You have many options available to you. And the world won't be stopped just because you decided to speak up against injustice, against things that are not right. And choosing a side might not feel comfortable, but always remember, if you choose the right side, the side of righteousness, you can do no wrong. You'll be okay. You're supported and you're protected. So have a wonderful rest of your 6 months with this